Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on our webinar, Headhunters to Heritage, Northeast India Uncover, featuring Nagaland Hornbill Festival. My name is Ana Kammerer. I work with Emerging Destinations. We are a boutique sales and marketing representation company in the US and in Canada. And today I will be joined by Manoj Sharma, Managing Director of India Exotica Travels DMC, who will be presenting us this amazing topic and destination in the northeast of India. But before passing everything over to Manoj, I want to give everybody a super brief overview of the Emerging Destinations portfolio, as well as a few housekeeping notes to go over the webinar today. So in case you are not familiar with Emerging Destinations, or it has been a long time since you last heard about us, as I was mentioning before, we are a representation company in the US and Canada. And you can see on your screen now the different companies or partners that we have in our portfolio, which is mostly an adventure portfolio. We specialize in off the beaten path destinations across Africa, Europe, Asia, Central and South America. I invite you to visit our website, emergingdestinations.com, where you will find interesting blogs that you can replicate in either your own websites or your newsletters. Also, I encourage you to follow us on our, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Emerging Destinations 156. And on that YouTube channel, we are uploading the different webinars and training sessions that we are week after week conducting with our partners in the portfolio. In case you have any questions about any of the partners that we have in the portfolio, or if you want to schedule your own private training session with us, please feel free to reach out to me after this webinar. You can see my email address as well as my WhatsApp number on your screen now. Just because we are presenting today India Exotica Travels in the Asia continent, I will highlight the partners that we have in that region. So besides having India Exotica Travels, our host today, which is an amazing DMC covering India, Nepal, and Bhutan, we also represent Walker Tours, another DMC doing Sri Lanka, an amazing destination to combine with Maldives, for example. And we also represent Bio Travel, which is a DMC serving 15 countries in the Asia Pacific region. I would highlight two of the countries that they serve in that region. Number one, Japan, which is like a very popular destination right now, and the Philippines. So if you have any request for any of these countries or destinations, please give our partners the possibility to work with you, and either contact me and I will make the introduction, or if you already have their contact information, just contact them and send all what you need, and they will be able to customize a proposal for you and your clients. A few housekeeping notes to go over this webinar. Number one, this webinar is being recorded. It's being recorded. So if you need to answer the phone, or if you need to step away, or I don't know, go for a glass of water or a cup of tea, don't worry, we are recording this webinar and we will be uploading this webinar on our YouTube channel, so you will be able to watch it again anytime, even on weekends. We are also including this recording on our Europe-Asia newsletter, which goes out every 6 weeks, and the next Europe-Asia newsletter is going out this Thursday. So you will be able to, you will have the link on that newsletter and you will be able to watch from there. And also on Monday next week, I will be sending you a follow-up email, which will include Manoj's presentation, as well as this recording and a few other marketing materials from India Exotica Travel. So you will be able to watch it again or share with your team. All attendees are mute, but if you have any questions for Manoj, he will be answering those at the end of the presentation. So please feel free to type your questions on the GoToWebinar control panel on your right. I will be monitoring the control panel, and at the end of Manoj's presentation, we will set aside like 5-10 minutes to go over those questions one by one, and he will be answering them. So I think this is all from my side. Now I have the pleasure to introduce our partner, India Exotica Travels DMC, and our ambassador or host for India Exotica Travels today is Manoj Sharma, owner and managing director of India Exotica Travels DMC. Over to you, Manoj.
Thank you very much, Anna, for a great introduction. I'm very thankful to you for giving me this opportunity. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. As Anna explained, my name is Manoj Sharma. I'm the Managing Director of India Exotica Travel. We take pride that we operate not only the classical programs, but also some of the most off-beaten programs in India, Nepal, and Bhutan. So today I want to take you to this phenomenal journey to the east of India, to an area which we call it northeast of India, or some people also call it the Seven Sisters. So this is the map of northeast of India, and you can see in circles the area known as the northeast or the Seven Sisters. There are 7 states comprising this area, starting from Assam, which is the biggest state in the region. Then you have Nagaland in the south, you have Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Meghalaya, and on the north you have Arunachal Pradesh. This area is so unique and so different that sometimes it doesn't even feel like India. It is so far separated geographically and culturally from the mainland India. So we will discuss how to run a very high-end tour, a very luxurious tour going into these areas while still interacting with the local cultures and local tribal communities. This area is also home to something like more than 200 different tribal groups. So you can imagine the amount of contrast one can get when visiting in this particular area. So for doing a special tour, we call it the tour of the Hornbill Festival. We arrive either in Calcutta or in Delhi, and we fly into Assam, and from there we straight away go to the area of Mon. So this is the Konyak Headhunters area. And this is, in my view, one of the most colorful tribal communities of the world. These people were headhunters, and headhunting was practiced as late as 1960s. And they were hunting heads of the enemies. They would raid the neighboring villages, and they would cut the head of the enemy and bring it to their village. And then the queen of the village would be very impressed with their bravery, and then each of the braves would be given specialized tattoos on their faces, on their chest, and then they would be given these heads of brass that they could wear as necklaces. The gentleman wearing this three-head necklace has actually taken 3 heads of the enemy. So this is the area when we are in Nagaland that we will be visiting, the area of Mon. These are, as you can see, the spectacular tattoos. The Nagaland, the name Nagas in the local language means the earlobes, and you can see the amazing antelope horn that these men are wearing. The Konyaks, again, some amazing facial tattoos and body tattoos. The head hunting, of course, has been stopped, and these people don't do the head hunting anymore. But last of the headhunters can still be seen in the region, and that's the main attraction of the area. You see? Also hunting a lot of wild animals, a lot of wild buffaloes in the background. One of the best way to visit this area is to visit when they are having some festivals, and one of the most spectacular festival in Mon region is the festival of Owling, which takes place in the month of April. So this is the festival of the Konyaks, and one should visit there during the month of early April, late March to participate in this very, very colorful event. In the background, you can see this hut. This is called Morung, or the boys' dormitory. This is the area where the boys gather in the evenings and in the mornings and learn how to fight, how to, sing songs, and how to defend themselves. And during the festival, the whole area becomes very, very colorful. This is the Owling Festival. And these are the women of the area. These are the Mon queens. You can see the porcupine needles in their ears and the local jewelry. And the festival goes on. Singing and dancing and merrymaking. So in this area, because the area is very, very remote and very, very inaccessible, and there were no accommodations there. So my company, we have created a very nice eco-friendly lodge based on the local architecture. This is our dining hall. We have kept it very, very simple, but people who stay there really enjoy coming into this area. This is our the lodge. We have 5 huts and 12 tented camps that we pitch up when we have movement in the area. These are our tents. All the tents have attached toilets running hot and cold water. This is a typical inner side of the tent. In our dining hall, this is the dining hall where people gather around. We invite, this is Fejin Konyak, a very prominent writer and photographer who has written a very famous book which got very well reviewed on CNN and BBC, and it's called Last of the Headhunters, the Konyaks. And if she's available, she comes to our lodge and gives a little talk. That's the book that she had written. So while Hornbill is what I would recommend as the most luxurious festival, Owling is also a very, very nice festival to be visiting if you have time to go into this area. After visiting the area of Mon and Nagaland, you come down into the area of the Assam. This is famous for Assam tea. The tea is grown in this area, in the area of Jorhat. We visit some tea gardens. There are some nice old tea bungalow accommodations. And from there, we take a small ferry to the riverine island of Majuli. This is the mighty Brahmaputra River. It comes all the way from Tibet. It flows from west to east in Tibet. Then it makes a massive bend, the Big Bend as it is called. And then it comes down into Arunachal Pradesh, and then it flows into Assam. So the island is in between this river. And the island is home to amazing 22 Vaishnav Satra monasteries, a branch of Hinduism. And when we are there, we visit the various monastic dances. This is the Gayan Bayan dance. There is also the mask making monastery, and we visit and see some of the performing arts of this mask making monastery. They enact the stories from Ramayana. This is the man dressed as Ravana. whole troop. The area is also a place to see the Miri tribal community, also known as the plain Miri, because they live in the plain areas, as against the hill Miris. And they are amazing with their looms and handicrafts. And then during the Hornbill Festival, which is in the month of December, we go north from here to the city of Kohima. And there we experience and witness the Hornbill Festival. This is an amazing festival because what they have done is that they invite tribes from all over Nagaland to participate and showcase their cultural dancing and other activities in this area. So even the head hunting tribe from Mon area come here, as well as about 60 other tribal communities of Nagaland also come here. So though it is like a organized event, it's not really religious, it's a government organized event, but within one small area, one can see all the tribes of Nagaland in a very short span. So that is the great pull of this festival, the Hornbill Festival. The various tribal communities who come there and perform. All these events take place in a large stadium, so everybody is very easy to see. And during the Hornbill Festival, and this is just for these like 2 weeks, there is an amazing glamping camp of TUTC, which stands for the Ultimate Traveling Camp. So they set up these tents just for the duration of this festival. And these are really, really some of the most luxurious accommodations, fully air conditioned, hot and cold air conditioning, amazing gourmet food. These are the tents that they set up just for this festival. Everybody who has stayed there has really raved about the luxurious amenities available in this camp. From there, we again drive down to Kaziranga Wildlife Park in Assam. It's a park on the banks of the river Brahmaputra, and in my views, it is one of the most spectacular wildlife park in India. It has 70% of the population of the one-horned rhino, and it has tigers and leopards and elephants and water buffaloes. This is how you see the animals. The area is also home to many resident as well as migratory birds, birds which come all the way from Tibet as well as from Africa into these areas. So it's really a very, very amazing wildlife park. There are some amazing accommodations like the Tiflu River Lodge. It's a beautifully created lodge on stilts. Made of bamboo. Bamboo is used a lot in the construction. So in order to do a luxurious tour in the northeast of India, the best time is November, December with Hornbill Festival. You arrive either in Delhi or Calcutta, and then you fly to Dibrugarh, and from there you drive up to Mon to see the head hunting Konyaks. So this is the time when you are staying in our lodge, which is a very simple and very basic lodge, but very, very charming lodge. From there, you drive down to Jorhat, the tea area, where you can experience some tea gardens and taste some Assam tea. and then take a boat to Majuli Island for a day trip, and you visit this island with its Vaishnav satras, the mask dances, the Gayan Bayanan dance, and the tribal culture there. And then from there, you drive up to Kohima to see the Hornbill Festival and stay in the TUTC Glam Camp. And from there, you fly back out to Delhi or Calcutta. And this becomes a really very good quality high-end tour. This is what people who do it really find very good way to enjoy this area. Of course, if you have clients who are willing to do a little bit more adventurous work and are willing to go even deeper into this area, then you can also do it, the Owling Festival, which takes place in the month of April. Or you can combine the other 7 sisters of the area. For example, north of Brahmaputra. Up till now, we were in the Nagaland area. We were all in the south of the river. But if you were to go to north of the river, then you come into the highlands of the Mompas. So this is the Mompa community. They have converted to Buddhism. They have a very special hat, made of yak wool. And the area is Buddhist. Also, it is the birthplace of the 6th Dalai Lama. The 6th Dalai Lama was from this area. This is the Tawang Gelugpa Monastery, one of the largest Tibetan Buddhist monastery in the world. Very close to Tibet in the north. And then if you go further east from this area, you come into the lands of Apatanis. Apatanis are again some of the very remarkable tribal communities of the area. One story, it may be true, it may not be true, is that they always lived in a very rich rice bowl area, and the rice was very good and the women were very beautiful. But the neighboring tribe was always living in the hills and they never had good rice. And they were always angry, so they would come down and they would raid these Apatani villages and steal their rice and steal their women. So in order to discourage them, they started doing a little bit of disfigurement. But later on, this disfigurement became a symbol of pride, and these people adopted it in a very positive way. So this is one of the story. It may not even be true, but a lot of people talk about that story. So these are the Apatanis. They also have some very nice festivals, from Boribut Festival in February to Maiko Festival in March. So you can actually combine some of these festivals with the festival of Nagaland, like Maiko can be combined with the Owling Festival. The area also has some spectacular bamboo bridges, old-fashioned engineering. This is part of the Mopin Festival, which takes place in this area in April. The Adi Gelong and Adi Miniong tribal communities. Then there are other areas in the northeast, like you can go to Tripura, you can take a flight and visit some Riang and Jamatia and Chakma tribal communities in Tripura. Tripura is a royal, used to be a royalty, the King's Palace also. The dancing troupe of Tripura. Or you also visit Manipur. Again, it's bordering Nagaland, and they have these stone hedges, these stones in the background that are maybe over 1,000-year-old, all man-made. Local communities, the Kukis of Manipur. So this was a small presentation on northeast of India. if you are looking for living cultures, tribal communities, the ancient way of living, amazing festivals, this is the area to visit. And as India Exotica Travel, we love this area and we have many tours going into this area, operating both for an FIT basis or on group basis. You can stay in a luxurious way by visiting places like TUTC camp, or you can stay in some very simple accommodations when you're visiting the other parts of Northeast India. So I hope you like this little presentation of ours. And if you have any questions, I would be very happy to address that.
Thank you, Manoj, for your presentation. It was amazing, and I was particularly amazed by that image of the bamboo bridges. Can't believe, I picture myself just crossing that bridge. Might be fun.
It is.
Cool. So once again, as I was telling our travel advisors at the beginning of the presentation, I encourage that you type your questions to Manoj on our control panel on the right, as now he will be answering the questions that we have a few already coming in. So the first question I have for you, Manoj, which are the nearest cities with good connections to go to Northeast India?
So some of the best connections to go to Northeast India are Delhi and Calcutta, because they have good connectivity going into Guwahati or Dibrugarh or Jorhat or Dimapur airport. So Delhi and Calcutta are also good international gateway cities to come into India. And from there, it's easier to go into these states.
Okay, awesome. And do we need a special permit to go to Northeast India?
So each state may have a different system of getting permits. For example, for Nagaland, we require a PAP or Protected Area Permit. It's a very easy permit to get. Once you have your visa approved, you give us your visa number and we will get the permit for your Nagaland visit. For Arunachal, again, the same way, we need your the visa details and we will get the inner line permit for Nagaland. Again, very easy to get. So these are the two areas which require a special permit. The other areas, there is no permit required. Okay. And we get the permit for you. We just need your visa number and then we will get the permit for you to travel.
You manage everything. Okay. And what is the best season of the year to go there?
So the best time to go from weather-wise is from October till April is the best time, because this is the time when it is not raining, because this northeast area gets a lot of rain in the monsoon period because it is very close to the Bay of Bengal. So other times are the best time. Maybe May and June is you want to avoid because it gets too hot, but other months are very, very good to be traveling in these areas.
Okay, and what is the altitude of this area? Is it very high?
So the only area which is very high is in Arunachal Pradesh, in the area of Tawang. When you are in Tawang, you are at about 10,000 feet. And if you want, because now they have built a tunnel also, so you don't cross the high pass, but before you were crossing a high pass of 13,000 feet. So only when you are visiting Tawang, you are at 10,000 feet. And at the stop before is a place called Bomdila, which is at about 8,000 feet. And other areas like Zero is about 5,000 feet, Mon is about 3,000 feet. So these are all low altitude areas. Only in Arunachal Pradesh, you will be going into a high altitude area of 10,000 feet.
Okay, awesome. You show at the one of the first slides that you were showing was in National Park Kisiranga, or I don't remember the exact name of the national park. Are the animals there all year round?
So Kaziranga is, as I said, one of the most spectacular park on the banks of the river Brahmaputra. And Brahmaputra floods very heavily in the monsoon period. In fact, the flood water typically goes up as high as 30 feet. And this is very important because this is a sustaining aspect of the park, that it must flood, because this is the only way the tall grasses are regrown in the area. But it also means that it is not possible to visit this area during the monsoon period. So typically by about mid-June till about mid-October, the park is closed because of the monsoon activities. Officially, they open it from 1st November, but for some times when the monsoon is not very good, they may open it a little earlier also. So about 15th October till about 15th of June, you can say to a large extent the park remains open. But in the monsoon period, they have to close the park because it is not possible to go in because of the heavy flooding that takes place in the park.
Okay, thank you. Are there cruise companies offering cruise on the Brahmaputra River?
So Brahmaputra is actually becoming a very, very interesting area for the river cruises of the world right now. Already 3 ships are doing cruising in the Brahmaputra. You have Assam Bengal Navigation Company's Sukhappa, you have Charaidew 1, Charaidew 2, and then you have Mahabahu also cruising on the Brahmaputra. And this may be just rumors, but a very large US company is also planning a new ship which will be running on the Brahmaputra. Maybe more than 40 departures is what they are planning. It's a US company who's planning to be running these cruises on the Brahmaputra. So yes, cruising is becoming very, very interesting on the Brahmaputra. And this cruising is almost expedition style cruising. Because you go there, you take jeeps, you go out, you drive a little bit, you visit tea gardens, you visit tribal communities, you see the wildlife park of Kaziranga from the river, from the roadside. When you are cruising, while it is not allowed to enter the park from the riverside, but people can still see animals as the ship is cruising on the bank of the Kaziranga National Park. So that is a very, very special moment when you see animals from the river as the cruise is happening.
Awesome. Regarding bookings, we have a question from Mario. Booking space is available starting for 2027 currently, or are you already getting requests and being able to find availability for this year, 2026?
No, there is absolutely no problem. Currently, for 2026, TUTC camp has sold for the Hornbill Festival. TUTC camp has sold some tents, but I think some of the space is still available with them. And in other areas, it's not a big issue. We should be able to manage the bookings without any problem.
Okay, awesome. So you are able to confirm availability if our travel advisors connected today get any requests for this year still?
Yes, I mean, as I said, we have to check the dates and everything, but I don't think there should be any problem. Because, for example, TUTC, it's a very flexible camp. If they have booking for 10 tents, they will pitch up 10 tents. If they need 15 tents, they will increase the strength to 15 tents. So that is the major area where sometimes there could be a issue of space. Other areas is not a big issue. We can always get space in other areas.
Awesome. Good to know that. Regarding payments, do you offer net rates, commissionable rates? You work on both options depending on what travel advisors need for the clients. How is That, and also how they can pay. Do you accept wire transfers? Do you take credit cards?
Yeah. So we are basically a B2B company. So we offer tours without any pricing. I mean, for example, we offer our tours net to our partners who are going to be selling our program, and they are expected to put a markup on those prices. And then they can send us the payment. The easiest way is through a wire transfers, which is like maybe a 1-hour job. You send the money and immediately we receive it. If you want to pay us by credit card, we can do that also. However, there is a 4.5% charge on the credit card. So that's how we do it. Sometimes we have been asked, can we go directly to the client and protecting the travel advisors? We can do that also, where we can put the markup on the price and give it to the client. And then we can refund the balance amount to the travel advisor as a commission. However, there are some regulatory paperwork that we need to finish before we do that.
Okay, awesome. Then, yes, we have a question here from Mario. Will we receive the presentation deck after the call is completed? Yes, as I was mentioning at the very beginning, you will not get this today, but if not on Friday, on Monday at the very latest, we will be sending this webinar recording, the presentation shown by Manoj, as well as some other marketing materials to all the travel advisors that register for this webinar. So you can either watch the webinar recording again or use the marketing materials for your own purposes. So we don't have any other questions on the control panel right now for you, Manoj. On behalf of Emerging Destinations, thank you, Manoj, for your presentation, and also for trusting on Emerging Destinations for being your rep company in the US and Canada. For all travel advisors connected today, thank you for your interest. Thank you for listening to Manoj. Again, I encourage you, I already work with Manoj and his team with some other travel advisors on amazing itineraries. So I encourage all travel attendees connected today that if you get a request for India, Nepal, or Bhutan, please give Manoj and India Exotica Travels a try. I'm sure your clients will be super happy. So this is all on my side, and I give you, Manoj, the few last minutes for you just to wrap up and end this webinar.
Thank you very much, Anna. And all I want to say is that, people, when they talk about India, they talk about Taj Mahal, they talk about, visiting Jaipur and Agra. But I have been going into this Northeast region now for almost 25 years, and I've been taking many Americans there. I bring a lot of photographers there, and they all find this area to be an absolutely phenomenal area. The people are very friendly, the food is very good, and the contrast between one tribe to another is again very nice, and people enjoy a lot traveling into this area. Of course, this is like, but for like these tours that we are doing, the glamping tours, the other areas, the accommodation is very basic, but as I say, very acceptable, very with full of local charm, and people really enjoy going into this area. So if you have clients who are willing to push the envelope a little bit, I highly recommend a visit into Northeast India. It could be maybe a 10-day tour, it could be a 2-week tour. Believe it or not, I have operated clients here who have spent 38 days visiting all 7 sisters and seeing all the various special sites in this area. This area in the back also had a little bit of a history with the Americans, because this was the area where the big fight took place between the Japanese and the Americans. And flying over the hump, when we call it the flying tigers, all that thing was happening in this area. Dibrugarh airport, which is close to Mon, the area of the Headhunters, was used as the American base to fly into Kunming when they were resupplying the Kunming. So there is an old history also involved into this area. So I invite all of you, encourage you all to please have a look at this area and see the amazing sights that this area offers to you all.